Sup YouTube, it's Gyarados TCG here and welcome to a video where I'm gonna show you the rotation. Yeah, that's right, every year Pokemon has a rotation going on, and this year the rotation is Breakthrough and onward, which means we will be able to use every card from Breakthrough and onward, and then the XY promos from number 67 and onward. So what does that mean? Well, that means that 4 sets are gonna get rotated out. We have Primal Clash, we have Roaring Skies, Double Crisis and Ancient Origins. So the Double Crisis set is a mini set, so that doesn't affect us too much. But in this video I'm gonna talk about all the cards that get rotated out that had significance in the competitive scene. So yeah, if I don't have the cards in real life, you'll see an image on the screen. That's how it works. So to start off, we have Travellin TX, one of those cards that saw some play, maybe with Lurantis GX. Yeah, did see some tournament play, so it gets a mentioning here. We have Ninetales with the ability that actually prevents each player from playing a stadium card. Also saw significance. We have Swampert with an ability that is actually quite good, that lets you put something on the top of your deck. Also has a decent attack and saw some play. We have Primal Groudon EX together with the regular EX, also a really great deck. In Expanded it does a little bit better than in Standard, but here it gets rotated out. We have Excadrill, which is seeing a lot of play with Dalmise at the moment. This card also gets rotated out, and as to be expected, I'm not gonna talk about every card, only the cards that saw a significant amount of play. Okay, we have Gardevoir EX up next with the Life Leap. We still have another one, so that doesn't affect us too much. We have a Bunnelby. This is the card I have in real life. I put it in my Garbodor deck, and that's actually really useful with Burrow and that a second attack as well that puts you something from the discard pile back into your deck. This one gets rotated out. It's a shame, but it happens. Next up, I'm gonna talk about the item cards, supporters and stadiums from the set Primal Clash that get rotated out. I have most of them, so that is great. So here we have Acrobike getting rotated out. It's a shame, saw a lot of play in fast decks like Vespiquen. Vespiquen also got knocked out of the rotation, so that's unfortunate. We have Dive Ball. This is the cards that are sleeved or currently in my main deck, so yeah, this is not good for Greninja, but Greninja Break lives on because it's Breakthrough on, so we don't lose that much. So for the items we have Dive Ball. That is something I don't like. Maybe we can replace it with a Timer Ball. So in this section also gonna talk about some supporters. We have the Maxie's Hidden Ball Trick. Saw a bit more play in Expanded, but in Standard this also gets rotated out together with Archie's Ace in the Hole. Don't have that, so you'll see that on the screen right here. Okay, next up, Repeat Ball. Don't have it in real life, but Repeat Ball is also great. Works well in decks that use a lot of the same names, like Greninja, for example. Again, Greninja is one of my favorite decks, just to put it out there. We also lose Rough Seas, also don't have it in real life. I traded that one away with a friend, so yeah, it's unfortunate that that gets rotated out. It heals 30 damage between turns. Actually, every turn you can activate it and then you heal 30 damage. That's how it works. It did see a lot of play here and there, and it gets rotated out. Shrine of Memories is another one. Saw a lot of play with Mewtwo and the Mega Mewtwo, of course, EX. Those are still around. They are weak to Psychic, so that's why they're seeing a bit less play. But this Stadium card actually made it possible for Mega Mewtwo to use that damage swap ability, or actually the attack. And that's why, yeah, it saw some significance in tournaments. It gets rotated out. Next up is the Silent Lab. Silent Lab is awesome, has been seen a huge amount of play in decks like Sylveon GX or decks that just want to slow the opponent down. And as mentioned, this is also from Primal Clash. Each basic Pokemon in play or in yeah, the hand or and the discard don't have abilities, so basic Pokemon, their abilities are shut down. This could be huge with Darkrai GX coming up, but as you know, in September we have this format. Just to let you guys know, the 1st of September is when this gets activated, the new standard format where 4 sets will get rotated out. This is a video showing you the significant cards that get rotated out, so that way you know how to build your deck. Decks that rely on Silent Lab can maybe use Alolan Muk, that also shuts down the abilities of basics. Next up we have Teammates. Teammates is an interesting one. If you're standing behind, or actually if somebody got knocked out, you can search your deck for up to 2 cards, put them directly into your hand. Actually the same thing as the Arrow Blitz attack from the Talonflame. And this card saw a lot of play as a 1 copy of with Tapu Lele. It's just so huge. It's such a shame to see such a great card go. Next up we have Wonder Energy. Don't have that as well in real life. And yeah, that can see some significant play at Worlds, maybe with the Gardevoir GX, but after that, and the 1st of September, we have to let it go. Wonder Energy Just yeah, getting pure damage on your fairy types is the only thing that get damage onto the yeah, fairy types. So that was great, getting rid of those shenanigans. Next up is Shield Energy. Didn't see a lot of play, but also has to get a mention. And that's all for Primal Clash, so let's get those cards out of the way. Now let's go on with Double Crisis. I only have 3 cards here on the list that I want to yeah, talk about. We have Team Aqua's Muck, which actually made it possible with the ability to get an extra retreat cost on the opponent. Could work out. Together with Team Aqua's Secret Base, also did the same thing, so that's why they get a mentioning here. But the best card of the Team Magma's, yeah, Team Magma cards here, we have Team Magma's Secret Base. That is the best card from Double Crisis. It has skyrocketed to $16 at one point with the Drumpa GX deck. And that's why, yeah, it's such a shame to see it go. Team Magma's Secret Base has been one of the best cards to come out of that little mini set. Next up we have Roaring Skies. Roaring Skies was all about fast, speed, and Shaymin and Rayquaza. But the things that I see here on the list that get removed from the standard play is Articuno. Articuno was great with that Delta Plus Ancient Trait, getting that extra prize card once you get a KO. With Choice Band it was really easy, but we have to let it go on the 1st of September. Next up, Absol. Yeah, this is a great card that actually saw some play. If you yeah, put it down, you can use that ability. It's such a shame to see it go. Togekiss, also one with a great ability to let you attach as many energies from the top of your deck once you evolve it. Saw some play here and there. Latios EX does not get rotated out because it was reprinted as an XY promo, so we can still have that dunking monster in our format. Just want to mention it here because certain cards get the reprint and promo card. So the 67 promo card is Jirachi. I'm gonna show it right here. This is Jirachi, and this one is legal all the way to all the latest XY promos. So this is the first one out of the bunch that is legal. So I just wanted to get that mentioning here, just so you know what cards that are still legal. Next up we have Mega Rayquaza. Don't have it anymore. Sold it yeah, a couple of months ago because I knew there was a rotation. And Rayquaza and Mega Rayquaza saw a huge amount of play at a lot of tournaments for years at a row, and now we have to say goodbye finally to Mega Rayquaza. I put the spirit link here just for the sake of it. Next up, yeah, the card that everyone was expected, Shaymin EX gets rotated out. At one point this card went for $80. The full art version of Shaymin EX. The draw support with setup is just so powerful and saw play in almost every deck. Nowadays the replacement for this is straight up Tapu Lele GX from Guardians Rising. So you know this card isn't such a shame to let go. The format slows down a bit. We have room for stage 2s and Tapu Lele does the same thing, but then a bit better. It has more HP and can also pack a punch. So this one gets rotated. I'm gonna just slap it here and together with the Rayquaza. So we're gonna put them in order. We're still in Roaring Skies. Next card I'd like to talk about is Skyfield. Skyfield is a huge stadium card that had some critics here and there, a lot of controversial talk about Skyfield, where you could have 8 bench Pokemon in total. With that Shaymin EX capability and Rayquaza, you could have a bench of a lot of Shaymins drawn into your entire deck, and boom, Rayquaza was OP. Skyfield saw also a lot of play in Volcanion EX decks to have yourselves a lot of Volcanion EXs on the bench while still having room for support Pokemon like Shaymin or other Pokemon like Hoopa EX. Hoopa EX is a fun fact here. Hoopa EX does not get rotated out. It was reprinted in an XY promo higher than the number 67, so you can still use Hoopa, although Hoopa is a little bit yeah, less useful with all those GXs around. Okay, with all that information going on, we also have Mega Turbo that gets rotated out. This is actually quite painful because Mega decks like Mega Mewtwo or Mega Gardevoir relied on the energy acceleration of Mega Turbo, and now that that's gone, they have to rely on another method. Next up, Trainer's Mail. Saw a lot of play and a ton of decks just for the consistency, and it actually gave you the ability to look at the top 4 cards and check a trainer card there. Really great in Decidueye decks, but as you know, Decidueye is now dead. It is resting in peace. That deck is over and out. Another thing about the over and out section here is the double dragon energy and the Roaring Sky set also gets rotated out, and the thing here is all dragons are useless now. Think about Komodo GX, it is worthless right now, but without this it's even more terrible. Double Dragon Energy is one of the best energies for the special energy category, and seeing this go actually hurts a lot. We need a reprint, otherwise Noivern GX will not see a lot of play, because yeah, it's just so great, and all those dragons have that weird typing, so we need this. Next up is VS Seeker. This is the huge the best card that we've ever gotten, and this will get rotated out. This is my number one sad thing to see go from the standard format. Without Vespiquen, we have to run heavier supporter lines, which means we cannot reuse everything from the discard unless you're running Gardevoir GX with that Twilight GX. But Vespiquen is just such a good card, and without this the format will definitely slow down a bit, and you have to think more carefully when you Sycamore Ultra Ball away your supporters. So Vespiquen gets rotated out together with White Lance, and also a neat combo here to snipe on the bench, and Winona supporter that gets yourself 3 colorless Pokemon. So a lot of information here in this Roaring Sky set. This was one of the more hype sets that people look forward to a couple of years ago, but now we have to let it go, and it's over and out with Shaymin. Yeah, finally we saw Shaymin in a ton of tournaments. Now we will not see that, but Tapu Lele will maybe jump in price because of that. Next up, Ancient Origins, the last set on the list. I also have promos to talk about, but yeah, Vileplume, we have to let this monster item locking dude go, because with this we have the Forest of Giant Plants, which is actually also in the same set. So they actually promoted the item locking here, and without Forest of Giant Plants, the Decidueye is now belonging in the garbage. We have to rely on Rare Candy for the Decidueye. I'm not a huge fan of that. Maybe the Decidueye with Rare Candy could still work, but without Forest of Giant Plants, it's not the same anymore. Forest of Giant Plants also saw a huge amount of play with Lurantis GX and a lot more. People were hyping it with Golisopod GX. You can still use that at Worlds, but and the 1st of September that strategy will go in the discard unless you're playing Expanded. The item blocking monster here, without item blocking, everybody is free to use their rare candies, and the format will slow down quite a bit unless you're facing a Noivern GX, but as mentioned, Double Dragon Energy is rotated. Next up is Gyarados. Gyarados with the ability here that poisons the active Pokemons is really awesome. It also saw a lot of play here and there, as mentioned, with Sceptile EX, and now we have to let it go. So another card here is Vespiquen. Vespiquen, we have to say goodbye to this guy because yeah, it is a card that still sees a lot of play. Maybe at Worlds we will see some more B revenges with a DCE dealing 20 damage plus 10 more for each Pokemon in the discard. Oricorio held this guy in check in the new standard format, but we have to finally say goodbye to Vespiquen and all the B revenges it took with it. Okay. Another favorite of mine is the evolutions here. We have to say goodbye to Flareon, Vaporeon and Jolteon. There's no more turning your stage once into a different type just to hit for the weakness. It's over and out with that strategy. You have to say goodbye, guys. I'm so sorry. We have Gyarados as well. Don't have it. You'll see it at the screen right here. Gyarados saw a huge amount of play. Just letting you know that we have a new Gyarados coming up. So maybe there's still hope for Gyarados players. If you love Gyarados, yeah, you know how it goes. Also, a Gnome will, you have to say goodbye to a Gnome. A Gnome is great to draw cards, but we still have other shenanigans to do that. A Gnome could be great with Mallow, but yeah, it also gets rotated out. Okay, to the trainer cards and supporters of the Ancient Origins set, we have, let's just put them up right there, otherwise you cannot see them. We have Ace Trainer, saw a lot of play in decks that needed some setup. If you're behind in prize card, you can just shuffle. Both players shuffle their hand into their deck, and your opponent only gets 3 cards while you get 6. Saw play in Greninja, I used that one as well. Of course, Forest of Giant Plants, talked about it before. This is one huge controversial stadium card that now gets rotated out, so maybe you guys are happy, maybe you won't. If you invested a lot of money in Decidueye, then yeah, you should be crying in a corner right now. Next up, Hex Maniac. Oh, this is a huge card that also gets rotated out. Why have people talked about Hex Maniac? Hex Maniac shuts down abilities for 1 turn. Without Hex Maniac and without the other ability locking card Silent Lab, there is not a lot of ways to shut down the abilities. We have Garbodor with Garbotoxin and Alolan Muk, so hopefully there will be a card that shuts down abilities, because this as a one-off in certain decks will actually help you win matches. So Hex Maniac, say goodbye. I don't think we are gonna lose, yeah, Level Ball is in here, but I have to really check that on my cell phone for a bit, because I do think maybe we had a reprint here. Just a second, guys, while I just check it out, we are gonna check out Lysandre here. Lysandre is one of those controversial cards as well, because Lysandre targets something from the bench while you can just leave it stuck in the active position or just knock it out in one shot. That's why Lysandre always got used in decks. Maybe 1 or 2 copies is always in a deck, because Lysandre is just so good. As a replacement, we have Guzma. Guzma does the same thing but has a built-in switch. That means that we can still target Pokemon on the bench, but we have to actually switch our active Pokemon with one of our bench. So that is kind of a dance out, but a good thing at the same time in certain decks. So Lysandre gets rotated out. It's such a pain in the heart because I have 2 followers of this guy, and they actually cost a little bit of money here and there. Oh, as I see here, Level Ball also gets rotated out. I don't have it at the moment because I was doubting, but Level Ball gets rotated out. Such a shame. It was always great to pick Pokemon from the deck with 90 HP or less. Next up, Lucky Helmet. I'm actually talking fast here because this video otherwise will drag on forever. So we have Lucky Helmet, got a lot of play in Gyarados decks, lets you draw 2 cards every time you got damaged. And what else is in the format here that I didn't talk about? We have Regice. Regice actually stopped attacks with that, yeah, stops EXs from attacking it with that second attack. We have Giratina EX, also controversial because saw a lot of play with Darkrai. Seeing that go might give people some more room here because it blocks special energy attachment, so we can get that back. Lugia EX also got rotated out, got in a battle collection deck or something. It got reprinted and dropped a bit in value. Full art still looks amazing, but it is now rotated out. Now to the promo cards, and I'm gonna talk about some here. I have something on the list here. We have the Garchomp that gets rotated out, Greninja, Crocodile, Metagross and the Mega Metagross, Mega Diancie, Mega Blaziken, Mega Absol, we have Tyrantrum EX, and the only card that actually has significant amount of value here is Flygon EX and the Regirock promo that got used with Xerneas Break to stack up all your energies on. Other than that, Swampert EX also saw a little fun deck with those a lot of energies in the deck, so not a lot of promos that we have to say goodbye to. The good thing is that Yveltal EX is still not going anywhere. It's still back in the format once again because it got reprinted as a shiny one. Same thing for Xerneas EX. Hoopa EX is also in the format, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Now I'm gonna talk about the decks that now belong in the garbage in the standard format that we cannot use anymore. Of course, Mega Rayquaza. Vespiquen is a deck that you will never see again in standard. We have Gyarados with that attack, ballistic attack that deals more damage depending on your damage Magikarp, but then again the Team Magma Secret Base also gets rotated out. Decidueye Vileplume, yeah, belongs now in the garbage. Vileplume is gone, Forest is gone. What you gonna do with your Decidueyes? They will not see a lot of play. I definitely expect that. Next up, Darkrai Dragons. Darkrai EX saw a lot of play with Dark Pulse together with that double Dragon Energy on the Giratina or maybe on Dragonair, but those double Dragon Energies are gone, so we have to rely on Turbo Darkrai together with Mega Turbos or the new Darkrai GX. So that will still survive on, but that was the last card deck I wanted to mention here. And that's it for this video about the rotation. What do you think about the rotation and the standard format for the new season 2018? Are you looking forward to it? Are you sad to see certain cards go? Let me know your opinion in the comment section below. And as always, definitely support the channel by destroying the like button and subscribing, as always much appreciated. Content comes on the channel and you will see it on your notification screen when you log into YouTube. How awesome is that? For the expanded format, nothing has changed. The Lysandre Strong card is still banned together with Shiftry, and yeah, they go on from black and white all the way through the latest set. So the standard format got a huge smack in the face with all the cards I mentioned here. If I forgot a few, definitely let me know in the comment section. I might forget a few. This is a video that I want to get out as quickly as possible, so let you guys know how to build your decks or actually rework them with the yeah, new format that is coming up, while you still have the time to sell your cards that are competitive, because some people still go to Worlds and you can sell those cards right now before they drop completely in value, because expanded is yeah, around. They can still use them in expanded, but standard is more popular. Anyway, this was Zapdos TCG here. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely yeah, let me know, and I will see you guys soon enough. If you haven't already, check my weekly episodes. They come out on Wednesday, every Wednesday. Last Wednesday I did a video about Gardevoir GX, the new deck. All new decks get featured on the channel, so yeah, that was all I have to say today. Anyways, have an awesome day, and I will see you guys soon enough with more TCG videos. Peace.